Well, hello! In this video, we're going to be learning about something called nested for loops. That is when you have like a loop within a loop. It makes some crazy patterns and it's like super cool. You just got to learn a little bit about how to do it. So let's get started. So what we know is that we can usually just start off with this. We can do for I equals 0. That's the starting point of our loop. I is less than 400. That's going to be the ending point. You know what? Let's be crazy today. Let's make our width 600 by 600. I really want you to see how cool this thing could be. So let's end our loop at 600. And let's do I plus equals 20. All right. So usually what we would do is this, like ellipse, and we could do like I, 20. And we would get a bunch of circles, right? So we get a diagonal of circles across the screen, which is nice because this is like a diagonal at 0, 0, 20, 20, 40, 40, 60, 60, so on and so forth, right? But let's say we did this. I want you to take a chance and like, let's say we put a loop within a loop and we did something like this where for j equals 0, j is less than 600 and j plus equals 20. Now what we have here now is a loop within a loop. So every time this loop does one loop, it runs this whole loop inside of it. Now, I want you to try to think about what might be happening here, like what's going to show up when we do this, but take a look. Let's do the same thing we just did, but we're going to say this. The x value will be I, the y value will be j, and then we're going to put, let's say, once again, 20 in the last one. So remember, we have the first loop, which will make the x value of it, and then we'll do the second loop that does the y value of it. Now, before I press play, try to think about what might happen. Okay? Maybe you came up with an idea, but let's take a look. That's right, you get rows and rows and rows of circles. And just to kind of go through what happens here is that the x value here, right, is 0. So it says 0 for your I value, and then it runs this second loop where it's running it again, going up by 20. So the y value is j. So it goes 0, 0, 0, 20, 0, 40, 0, 60, and it runs it all the way down, and then it goes to the next I. So it goes I equals 20, and then it goes I's 0 or 20, and then J 0, 20, 20. So what it does is creating all these columns over and over again by running these loops. Now this looks kind of cool, and it's, you know, whatever. I'm not like in love with it. But let's make this look a little bit better. First, I'm going to actually make the starting value 20. Like let's make it 10. Just to move it over because it's a little bit off kilter right now. You can see there's a little bit of space down here. So let's move it a little bit to the right and a little bit down. So we get this kind of cool effect here. Looking cool, right? We got all these circles. What if we did something with our fill? Let's do fill. We'll do I, J. So I'm going to do, and then let's do like 100. Let's see what we get there. Ooh, now we're talking, right? So, I mean, I really can't go into like how each color is being colored, but I mean, it looks great. That's really what's important. I might do a little bit of adjusting here, just for the fun of it. I'm going to divide these by 3. And at this point in the lesson, all you're going to be doing is looking at me have fun by just like messing around with these numbers, right? So all we have now is this double loop, and what you get is these incredible effects when you start putting I's in crazy places. So like I could put another I here instead of 20. Let's do this. Let's put J here. Let's see what that looks like. Whoa. Let's make these a little bit bigger. Like what happens if I make these 50 and it's 500. Let's say I make this 50 and 50. 550. Let's see what that looks like. Kind of cool, right? Maybe I'll make this. Let's make this 200. Honestly, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like having fun at this point. This is like my favorite. Just doing whatever. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, that's a lot. It's a lot of processing for this thing. Oh no, did I infinite loop something? No. Oh no, it's crashing. I don't know, maybe I processed too much with this. My baby, don't go. I got this. That was like maybe a little bit too much for it to handle. Let's take it down a notch. There is like a very much compounding effect on the amount of computation that goes on when you mess with these numbers. My computer crashed and I had to redo all this. I guess maybe there's a limit on how much you want to run on these things. But anyway, you're getting the point that you can get some really cool effects here when you start messing with these numbers. Now, like I said before, you could actually have a lot of fun also. Here, let's go back to this nice little one right here. Let's make another one of these. I know what you're thinking, like, this guy's crazy. He's going to break his computer. You're probably right. I'm going to be doing a lot of loops here. Hopefully not running a Chromebook. Let's put a rect here this time. And let's do like the same thing. I'm just making some rectangles on top of it now. What happens if I go like that? Nope, too much. Let's mess this. They're just on top of each other. Oh, that's cool. Let's change the color so they kind of pop out a little bit. Let's make this J. We'll make this I. And then we'll make this 50. Ooh, that looks kind of cool. I like that. Let's take this down a notch too. Literally, you're just watching me mess around and have fun. Do you see how you get all these crazy effects here? Like, you could just have so much fun with it. Yeah, let's do this. I'm just gonna keep going, guys. So let's make another for loop. Just copy and paste in this one. Let's for the first time just use a line on this one. All right, line. Let's go like this. So a line needs 4 numbers. So we'll do IJ, and then we'll do this. Let's put everything in the top corner. So we'll do 0, 0. So now you kind of get this. That's kind of nice, right? But you can't use fill for line, so let's change that to stroke. And let's make this a little bit different by doing this. And we'll make this 200. Let's see what that looks like. Ooh, now we're talking. And maybe we can add some alpha, so it's a little bit transparent. Yes. Anyway, what you just saw was in 6 minutes and 30 seconds, just using all these loops to create all these different shapes and make these beautiful patterns. So remember, the double for loop just makes you have a lot more power, and I don't know, you make some really cool stuff. So have fun with this and see what you can make. Bye.